Happy Friday, and welcome to We Are Live. Yeah, still got it. Yeah.
Welcome to We Are Live. Chris Denman and Travis Terrell, excited to be here on a Friday. Let me just speak for everybody who's listening, tuning in, who's going to download this on iTunes or Spotify. Thank God it's no longer Black History Month, right, fellas?
Wait, hey, what?
Right,
that is
That's
not what I
saying.
thought that was
That
going.
is what I'm
What the hell?
so happy. In what way
What?
to ring in a new, powerful, cerebral,
What?
leadership-driven,
What?
conquering month than with a French Catholic holiday, Mardi Gras. We've got St. Patrick's Day right around the corner. Caucasians, we're back.
I would hold the phone because it's also Blackfish's birthday this month. And it's Women's History Month.
Don't.
And if it's anything you know about We Are Live, we're about women.
Text in or call in if you're watching live and want to remain anonymous. 314-669-1431 is how you do that. You can comment on the Facebook live stream. Throw us a share, people. We could use some love. And today's show is going to be a blast. We've got Michael Yo stopping by. It's his second time on the show.
It is.
You know him from E! on Chelsea Handler's show. He hosts Hits 1 on Sirius XM. He has a new special coming out. Blasian is in the title of that. We'll talk to him about that. He'll be at the Funny Bone all weekend long.
Yes, he will.
So stay tuned for Michael coming in studio. We always love having him in. That should be in the second hour on 920. We'll play Recasting Call with him.
We're going to play a little game called Recasting Call. This is a new segment to the reimagination of We Are Live. And it's an opportunity, basically, for you to reimagine, recreate one of your classics. Today's classic will be Die Hard. But we're going to use an all-black cast. So we'll have a little fun with Michael Yo in the second segment of today's show.
Yeah, for it not being Black History Month, we have quite the black guest list today.
Oh, my
as
God.
Well.
Who else we got?
Jay Farrow from Saturday Night Live is going to be at Helium Comedy Club all weekend long. He's going to pop by. We're going to do a little later if you're a live watcher or listener. If you have some time at 11 a.m., we're going to go live with Jay Farrow, who is at Helium this weekend. I'm excited to make Travis squirm in front of a very famous and very talented black star. So we'll see how it goes.
Well, here's what you're going to do. You're going to go, hey, can I speak to Barack Obama right now? And then he's going to do an impersonation.
Well,
and
he's an
like,
impressionist, so we
man.
would want to skillfully work that into our stupid program that people tune in for. And for the love of God, when you have a top-notch impressionist in your studio, you toss it to Barack Obama.
Yeah, it's got a point. This is his
Yeah,
month.
take a seat, pal.
We love the day the month is over with, so I have no say in any of this.
Quick reminder before we get to our hellos and fair fouls and everything. We are at Mardi Gras this weekend hosting the tent at 1860s. My man, we saw, if you want, enter the party pack code. Limited, those are gone. That we're still able. Enter the code still at 1860s. It's first come, first serve on those. So yeah, we've done a great job with ByJack working on that. $75 for the $85 tickets. We do have a few of those left. So if you want to DM us, be part of the fun, there's going to be a mad rush on them today. We've got several people already buzzing me this morning. But either way, tomorrow, 12 o'clock or so, 1 o'clock, get over and hang out with us in the tent. We'll be hosting all day. Heated tent, private bathrooms, all that good stuff. DM us for a $10 discount, and that thing is going to be sold out midday today. Running the video stream, he's an expert videographer, audio man,
yes,
and radio renaissancer. Chris Gardner, he's the producer, and he's on the Possum Cam. Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen, and good morning, audience.
Wait a damn minute.
What?
What was that?
Yeah.
What is this new move? What is this new play?
Just trying some new things.
This. I like it. I like it a
Trying
lot.
some new things.
I think I like my influence on all of you.
Yeah.
I like the fact
it's getting
that
real corny.
I'm trying to. Well, hold on. I'm trying to make it more of a production now. For me.
Oh.
yes.
I was telling Travis.
He's gotten comfortable.
Yeah,
so he's,
he is.
Hang
Here
on,
we
wait.
go.
So he's going to get flashy.
No, I told Travis this morning when he was entering the building and I was outside smoking a cigarette.
Mm-hmm.
I realized something last night. I was thinking about it again this morning.
Mm-hmm.
There are two things that annoy me about black culture.
Oh, here we
Nice,
go.
nice.
Here we go. March 1st, walking to the door, first thing in the morning, Gardner says, "You know what I hate about black culture?"
I like
Bro,
that.
I haven't even had my coffee yet.
Thank God February's over. I can
Good.
finally
Like
say
you guys have held it in for 28 days. Yes,
Yeah.
Gardner, tell me, what do you hate about my culture?
It's basically, I was thinking, it's the not the
is this?
beginning, but the greeting and the ending and the salutation. Number one, I saw Aretha Franklin's funeral.
Yes, you did.
A part of it,
Yes.
because I couldn't stay with it the entire time.
It was only 11 hours.
Yeah, it's 9 hours long, I think. That seems brutal. Seems terrible to be
Okay.
a part of. The other thing I witnessed something last night. There was a podcast going on in here, and we were in here in the evening,
Absolutely.
and we were helping out as some folks were putting on a podcast. And one of those people that was in the room is someone you hadn't seen in a while.
Technically, I hadn't seen him only in 2 weeks.
What?
I hadn't seen him in 2 weeks.
Okay, because you acted like you hadn't seen him in 5 years. It's it's the greeting when you haven't seen someone in a while. It takes like a minute. Oh, son, it's been a minute. What you into? And I'm like, if I haven't seen someone in a while, it's like, oh, hey, what's going on? And I'm like, this whole thing, I'm watching, it's happening right in front of me. I'm like, oh, I couldn't do that to someone I haven't seen in a while over and over. Like, if I say you're going to a reunion of some sort,
Right.
how do you even, you'd be saying hello and goodbye at the same time.
That's 2/3 of a black family reunion. Just basically greeting.
So that's what goes on in Forest
Yes,
Park
that's
in the
exactly.
summer.
That's just everybody is greeting each other. Look, we talk about this a lot. I think as three people, we don't truly care about the general public because they're horrible people. So when
They're the
come,
worst.
when we come across people we actually like, we try to hold on to them for dear life because they're people who keep us sane. And the gentleman that was in here yesterday or
Great
last
guy.
night, great individual, always positive, awesome personality, good people. And so when you see him, you're sincerely happy to see him because he lifts your spirits and he's a great person
and
to be
I
around.
shouldn't say that annoys me about black culture.
You're jealous.
It's if I were involved in
Yes.
black culture, that would annoy me. That's how I should.
Yeah,
couch
how do
this
you get on
properly.
with your life?
No, we don't. It's
No
like,
wonder you're always late.
And I'll give you a little. This is how it basically goes. Hey man, what's good? Hey baby, what's good? I ain't seen you in a minute. I'm just trying to get it like you get it, man. I don't
Oh,
know.
man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, how your family doing? Boy, you wild
Oh,
boy.
yeah.
You a wild boy, man. I mean, I'm just trying to get it
I
how
can
you
play
is,
the part
man.
of the other guy.
You can try. Go ahead. Hey man, what's up, dog? Where you been, baby?
Man, just earning, man.
You earning, man. I see you, baby.
Earning.
You out here in these streets.
You got the key is to keep it very just ominous almost. You don't really get too specific.
No, black people are not specific people. We not sitting there pretending to have the kids on.
Hey, just out here knuckling.
I don't know. Okay, now you're just making shit up. Chris, I always got to take it too damn far. Knuckling and knuckling.
Oh man, yeah. Got I saw your little cousins playing at sectionals. Man.
I would like to think that that's what white people do in their spare time. Come up with make believe phrases for African American greetings.
I'm most certainly
Hey,
going
man,
to.
I'm just-
You're telling me I couldn't write for the office with
you
that?
could,
with
yeah.
that stuff?
I'm just knuckling and knuckling. What the hell is knuckling?
No, that is now a thing.
That's
Just
it.
so
That's
everyone
the
is
thing.
aware.
Yeah. Hey, you want to mess with somebody whose habits include knuckling?
No.
Knuckla. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, after yesterday, Travis.
Lots to get to today. Fair or foul is a topic that's near and
Chris,
dear
I'm
to our
glad you
heart.
brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up. I do want to make a small suggestion for our show. I think as we go forward here in the future, I would like for our show to mature. I would like to be a little bit more responsible in the way we communicate with each other. Now, I'm fine with doing fair to foul today. That's fine. But I think going forward, I think we should start to roll back some of these outlandish, over the top. And some-
You said the
Out-
N-word
what?
on the
Outlandish?
stream yesterday.
Chris, that was clearly something wrong with the new software that
Oh,
we've been
okay.
working
My
on.
mistake.
But I just, we'll get to the fair file today, but I want us to be more of a, how do you say, just a little bit more responsible podcast going forward. Just
I have a question for you,
reason
Travis.
at all. Sure, yeah.
What the fuck is going on with
Oh,
you
Okay,
guys?
guys,
wow.
we don't need this language here today. This is
getting
it's only
weird.
8:11 in the morning. What is your problem, Mr. Gardner?
What is going on with you here?
Well, there's nothing.
lately?
I just think that as we expand the We Are Live
No,
brand,
no.
it's important that we show
Stuff's
how
going on.
mature we are. And
Last night, I noticed something on Twitter. Travis drops a big news, y'all.
oh my.
Like he, just got promoted and he's going to thank Twitter for all its blessings and talk about all the support. I noticed something, and
Okay.
Travis, while not hearty in the follower department, he takes his Twitter very serious. He takes it very serious. So I see him tweet, he's got some big announcement coming soon. And I was like, bitch, we just started midcoast.media if you want to see what we've been up to.
Yes, indeed.
We just started that. We had a big time guest in here recording last night. We've got Michael Yo on today. Jay Farrow is coming in today. I couldn't possibly fathom why you would say that. And then I noticed something. You see, hey, Gardner, if you got the cursor,
I cannot.
You
do
cannot.
that. No.
Okay, so if you're listening at home, Travis Terrell's Twitter is now locked.
Yeah,
Mr. Doesn't care what the man thinks. Mr. I'll go after anybody I disagree with. Mr. I say what I want. Has a locked Twitter account.
So it starts with that tweet. You can see it right there on the screen. I got some big news, all caps, like you're Donald Trump or something.
Okay.
Sad.
To announce soon. Game, period, changer, period. And then the icon for having a locked account is on there now.
Right, and I was going to say, like, it's already out there that you're part of an independent business that's in an amazing building with great support
and also,
from Kranzbergs and
before
everybody else.
today, you wore a Ralph Lauren polo shirt.
Sure.
You wore a sweater yesterday.
Yeah, this is getting strange.
Your jeans were cuffed? Do you normally cuff your jeans?
Well,
I
sometimes
feel like when he takes the hoodie off, there's going to be something pressed
You
underneath
had
it.
some nice shoes on.
look, the weather has been just very miserable here in St. Louis, and so I just wanted to make sure my jeans were cuffed, and so it wouldn't get caught up in the snow and ice and
No,
salt.
that does make sense. I understand that.
Okay.
That's good reason. But why is your Twitter account locked?
You know, as again we grow as a brand, I think there should be some exclusivity to what we do. And so if you truly want to get the essence of my content, you should follow me. I don't think people should be giving away my Twitter content for free with their tweets and their retweets and their favorites. You should follow me.
He's been following
and
Darren
we-
Ravel too long, and he thinks he applies to that thing where Darren Ravel's like, this was worth $9 jillion, and somebody tweeted it.
I just
he's
think
not.
we're developing the kind of content that people truly want, and if they want it, they will follow me.
Am I
So
supposed
it's
to
a
lock
way-
my account then?
whatever you think would
Yeah.
be strong for your brand?
I would say
No, I don't think that
of
way.
the three in the
I'm
room-
of the people.
Yeah, of the three in the room, Gardner's had the most heat on his Twitter account recently.
Yeah.
Mine's essentially an infomercial for all our show stuff.
Yeah, it
And
is.
I retweet it.
no, I just think
Gardner will let a witty tweet out and it'll catch fire.
I think you guys do an amazing job on Twitter. I think it's important that, again, we think about the kids. You know, kids are on the internet. You know, I hear about this Momo
That Momo
challenge.
challenge?
Yeah, and I'm thinking, wow, the internet's getting pretty dark and dangerous. We need to, as adults, set some standards, some barriers to make sure the youth aren't negatively influenced.
This seems like you have an agenda. It
Yeah.
seems like you're not telling us everything.
Okay.
And that if we piece together what you're saying, we could probably eventually figure out what's going on
It's
here.
about the next generation. We have to leave a legacy behind.
It's quite
that
strange.
Truly, that our children can look up to. Okay? Do I have a child that's probably out there that I haven't taken care of? Possibly.
They're over a year old, that's for sure.
And if they are, I would like them to think that when they get on Twitter, they know that their long lost dad was responsible when it came to his tweets.
So are you just simply locking your account and deleting tweets now?
I wouldn't go that
I would be
far.
if I were you.
But you know, have I installed a software that goes
No,
through
let's
tweets
test
over
you.
the
No,
last
no,
9
because this
years?
might go. This goes beyond Twitter.
Oh boy.
I had mentioned what you had been wearing clothing wise.
Yes.
I become a fashionista all of a sudden.
Well, and he showers regularly.
Yeah.
Keeps a.
So something's
Oh,
up
boy.
besides Twitter. I'm going to test you here.
Okay.
Travis, tell me about Rihanna's ass.
I don't think we should subjugate women to such tomfoolery
This
by
is-
just critiquing.
This is
The man's
BS.
gone corporate.
This is
physical
bullshit.
body.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm saying that Rihanna is a beautiful, talented, smart, ambitious woman, and to just demean her to her
What is?
romp.
I don't know how I feel. About
I
this.
think we're better than that. We're not. What are we? Douche in the morning? Huh? No, we're
I
trying
don't know.
to
This has
elevate
been kind of
our
it's been your
show.
MO for the entire 3.5 years.
That's what you- that's what you've been. Why-
That
yeah.
is your persona. I'm the straight man. You're the guy who says stuff about Rihanna's ass.
Guys, look. Once I was lost, but now I'm
You said it
found.
would.
Chris, I remember 6 months into radio being like, man, it'd be nice if I could be silly sometimes.
Yeah.
But you suck all the silly out of the room.
You know what? It's my opportunity to hand the silly back to you, the people. So that's what I'm about. Look, Rihanna's a beautiful woman. Have there been moments where I made comments about her rear?
I'm angry at you.
Yeah, this is.
I'm
this is
sure there was a
complete-
time where I may have had a little bit too much whiskey in my coffee, and I've said things
He's
that were
drinking
not
orange
of me.
orange soda in a coffee mug. By
Well,
the way.
that's
So he
again,
hasn't all
class
the way
A.
changed.
I'm a little bit classy person now. You know when that young lady returned back to the office, what was her name? Michael Scott's lady. What's her name?
Don't.
I don't know. But he wanted to have a classy Christmas. This is sort of like
Talking about
that.
Holly?
Yeah, Holly. There we go.
Yeah.
So
Shows
when
how much
Holly-
you care about women. One of the most prominent characters joining.
Yeah,
forces.
take that, Blackfish.
She's on there for like 10 episodes. Everyone relax. But no, I think just going
She
forward.
was
look,
great in that Boston movie.
in fact, can we sometime
Here's what's
read
gonna
from
happen.
the Wall Street
No, no,
Journal?
no.
Maybe we can get some articles from
I don't
there.
like this.
No. I'm going through your Twitter. I'm going to hire someone to go through your Twitter account
boy.
and screen cap.
You could have a
boy.
3-year-old
Screen grab
just
things.
start
Yes.
typing nonsense.
Give
and
me
he'll
your
figure-
give me your tablet.
Man, this
You're
is-
off that today.
Well, no,
You're done.
I'm looking at the rundown right now.
No,
So,
you
yes.
don't. Yeah, like you pay attention to an effing rundown.
Yeah.
You miss entire segments of a
Oh,
show.
my goodness. Guys, I just think that it's 2019, you know?
Why is it about the kids all of a sudden?
Because the children are indeed our future. It's almost as if I would like to put this in a song lyric. I just think we don't think about
What about like a specific location?
how we influence the future.
While they're noodling through this, we've got great fair or foul today. Your topic. Mardi Gras is the best drinking holiday. Email WAL at
pretty good.
weareliveradio.com. Everybody.
You can't take away my dignity. Because
Fair or foul today. Mardi Gras is the best drinking holiday. Email WAL at weareliveradio.com. We'll do that in the second half of the show. Get those in. We'll have a great prize for you.
Chris, you know who's
$10 to Southtown Pub is your prize, which you can
Ooh.
take their shuttle over to Mardi Gras this weekend and hang out with us at 1860 Saloon. What were
So
you gonna
I
say?
think our fair or foul today, Mardi Gras is the best drinking holiday. Mardi Gras
Didn't we
is the
just do
best
that?
drinking holiday. Fair or foul. And again,
Let's
this,
just said that.
but he didn't say it like
What were you doing? Sitting
That.
there thinking about the kids, and you got
I
distracted.
did. Honestly, I was like, man, what's happening?
Something is happening.
Are you going to tell us why you locked your Twitter account? Or you said when's this announcement happening?
Because Midcoast Media continues to grow, there are people that
Wow.
often
I feel
are
like he's in a-
outside of our
yeah.
building that are like, "Oh my God, what's going on inside there?" And so I just think
Is this game changing news that we're aware of?
possibly.
Okay.
So you're going to break news on your Twitter account because you're selfish, not on the show?
No, I may actually take the time to break the news on our Facebook account.
On your Facebook account?
Yeah, I may
He's
share
waiting,
with the
he's waiting for
folks,
Jay
so-
Farrow to come in. Hey, excuse me, partner. Cool with that little comedy club you're doing. I got an announcement to make. Stand behind me, will you?
No, in fact, when Jay gets in here, and even when Mr. Michael Yo gets in here, I may take the time at some point to talk to them about representation,
Like you represent them?
about being able to get some representation.
Can you?
But again, we're
please-
growing as a
Can
company.
You, can you please not? Can you knock it off with the Steve Jobs impersonation as you sip orange vests out of a mug, please? Please.
You've changed, man. Look at you. You just walk around here with your little suit jackets and your button-ups.
That's how you
What
know,
happened to you,
that's
man?
how you know there's photo ops today.
Chris got a new sailor shirt on today.
Don't worry about
So
it.
that means a couple of comedians are going to be in studio.
That's true.
Look, man, look. We're not only having great success. I like to think that we have what the people call a bump. They call it the We
You
Are
might want to
Live
get that
bump.
looked at.
There's no ointment for this kind of bump. But we've been talking about this individual for many months, and I think the fact that we talked him up is the reason why he is also celebrating today. And that, of course, friend of the show, Bryce Harper. Now you're probably wondering, Travis.
By the way, I had a friend.
Friend of the show.
I had a friend say like, "Hey, I tuned in. It was great, but you guys talk sports, blah blah blah, too much. I wanted to tune in for something funny." And I was like, "Man, we've actually done a pretty good job." And I think we talked sports that day for 2.5 minutes, but they tuned in and then boop, immediately like, "I'll check back in another time."
Well, this won't be absolutely sports, but it is something that I think even the casual observer would enjoy. That it was announced yesterday that Bryce Harper will be signing with the Philadelphia Phillies for $330 million over 13 years. The contract does not include an opt-out. So he is a Philly, it looks like a Philly for the rest of his life. But the amount of money over 13 years is one of the largest contracts in all of sports history. $330 million, Chris, to live in the Philadelphia area. You taking that?
I mean, St. Louis, what? Who? I'll buy the arch and knock it over. Like, I don't like that kind of money. Are you serious? That's amazing. It is like from a sporting standpoint. I think it's boring that he's part of the Phillies because I have no interest in Philadelphia.
Right.
That's stupid because I would be like, what the hell if people weren't in on the St. Louis stuff? Like, well, there's history here. And there's history and more history in Philadelphia than we could ever want here for sports or not.
Sure.
Yeah, but point is, that kind of contract, that kind of stability is unbelievable.
26 years old, $330 million. I think that you can have the greatest foundation, you can have the greatest support system. 26 years old, $330 million. Somebody changing.
Who better than to get that than somebody who doesn't drink, who's married, and has never been in trouble with the law? Who better? Or do you want someone? Because Philadelphia, I think of the guy who puked on another fan at the Eagles game. I think of Santa getting booed. I think of all the nastiness of Philly. It's a gritty town, right? And I just Bryce Harper, knight in shining armor, coming in, rich. He's going to live under the Liberty Bell. Big deal.
You mentioned him not drinking and already being married. I mean, you're right. I think if you're going to give that much money to an individual, you would like to think
ask Tiger Woods or Conor McGregor if things can get weird, though. That's
the thing I was thinking about on the drive-in today. I was wondering, like, again, going back to when we were 26, I don't know how I would handle $1 million, let alone 330, and of course that breaks down to over $25 million, $26 million over the next 13 years. But I cannot envision that much money and just thinking that life is just going to go on business as usual. It's not. Like, I think even some of your closest friends, you're going to see people start to change their behavior, which,
well,
again,
the good thing is, I guess he's always been a star. He was in Sports Illustrated when he was 16.
But $26 million a year is still $26 million a year.
I mean, he's been treated like he was a $26 million player the whole time, but I guess that's different. I mean, you have, just like on a day-to-day basis, so they signed Andrew McCutchen to play left field.
Right.
Andrew McCutchen's our age or a little younger,
right,
and a former MVP or MVP candidate. You have somebody like him looking at you, like that may be a weird dynamic, maybe.
Especially in a city.
I think the manager's kind of a quirky dude.
Yeah.
Gabe Kapler, and I don't know, he likes coconut oil. So
but I think like there is going to be someone, whether it's, I don't think necessarily it'll be inside of Bryce Harper's inner circle, but I think even his teammates, as you mentioned, the manager, and again, the city of Philadelphia, it's going to be weird at some point. Now, how he handles that is ultimately
I'll tell you when it
up
gets
to
weird
him.
is if he goes on an 0 for 10, like a 10-game hitless streak.
Well, which is going to happen because
gonna get
baseball's a
nasty.
long season and 13 years is a long contract. So I will imagine that at some point throughout the length of that contract, he's going to He's going to struggle. And so one thing we know about the city of Philadelphia when it comes to sports, they don't take struggling very well. So I'm curious to see how he handles that. I'm happy for him because, as you mentioned, the guy is a good guy. He's never involved with anything as far as the law. He may rub people the wrong way. He's got into confrontations with some teammates in the past. Jonathan Papelbon comes to mind, but that's because everyone hates Jonathan Papelbon.
Looking back on that, like we're all Team Bryce on that.
Oh,
one,
absolutely, no doubt about it. But so it should be interesting. Again, a lot of pressure comes along with that much money. We've seen in the past. Alex Rodriguez spoke to this. He was the last baseball player to receive out of this world contract, and he talked about the pressures that came along with living up to that contract. As you mentioned, Bryce Harper's been hype since he was in high school. This is a guy who basically left high school early to get his GED. Enrolled in an academy, Gardner, some random baseball academy, and then ultimately was drafted and
might have done a little junior college.
Yeah, so it's this guy was born to play this particular sport at an elite level. I'm just curious to see how it works out in a city like Philadelphia, who generally just hates everything, unless you're winning, which happens sometimes. But when it doesn't, that's a city that really doesn't handle losing well.
Travis, are you okay with the Cardinals not signing Bryce Harper at this contract?
Absolutely not. The Cardinals should have absolutely matched this offer. There's no doubt in my mind the Cardinals should have matched this offer. And here's why. If the St. Louis Cardinals do not sign Paul Goldschmidt, who they picked up via trade in the offseason, if they don't re-sign him, who is the marquee player for this franchise in 2020?
Old ass Yadier Molina.
There you go. So, and we had a conversation on the Friends of WAL page last night about the signing, and one of our fine listeners pointed out how the Cardinals, I believe, are second in Major League Baseball in revenue. Seventh, excuse me.
I believe it's seventh.
I thought it was second. I thought they were higher than that.
Seventh.
Travis, I'm not going to trust your sources.
Yeah.
Just so
I
you know.
don't have a source on this matter, but the Cardinals are one of the most profitable teams, not only in baseball, but all in professional sports.
So
that's fair to say. You add a guy like Bryce Harper, I would imagine, merchandise and ticket sales continue to grow. I think, of course, they had the money. Now, the 13 years I would struggle with no opt-out. That would be an issue. I would hope.
Teams can't have it both ways.
Okay.
I had someone call me yesterday.
Okay.
Saying they went back and listened to when Mo and I had a little back and forth, John Mozeliak, about opt-outs.
You challenged the president of the St. Louis
Just
Cardinals.
a little. I was just trying to get some clarification on their thinking. That's
Right.
all. And I guess the question wasn't appreciated or my perspective wasn't appreciated. But
You got bullied by a guy in
They
Brooks
basically
Brothers.
said they did. Well, if I would have bullied back, he would have got bullied by a guy in Brooks Brothers as well.
Ooh, that's a good point.
Maybe that's why I thought I could ask the question. But Mo and the Cardinals have made it clear, they're not a big fan of the opt-outs. Well, the guy didn't want an opt-out. So, which you can't have it all. It's not going to work.
Would you have condemned?
Because then your next, well, you see, Chris, we have Nolan Gorman in the system, and it becomes that. Or if it was 8 years, it would have made 8 years more opt. But it's like you're not going to get the perfect contract. You seem to want the perfect contract,
Right.
and if you don't get that,
Right.
you end up overpaying for a lesser player.
Yes.
10 years, same amount of money, Cardinals, would you do it?
If it would have been, yes. I mean, you saw
the 30
reports. The
I would've
Dodgers.
been all over that.
I appreciate what the Dodgers were trying to do creatively on a short-term contract where they were willing to apparently to pay, reports say, $45 million a year. That's what I would have done.
Yeah.
I would have said, I would have given him
Hey, we'll keep you till you're 31. Go get another one.
what I would have attempted was a 10-year deal, $350 million, opt out after year 3, pay you $50 million a year in the first 3 years of the contract to incentivize an opt out. And then, of course, the Cardinals would go, but then we don't get to keep the player. You don't, I guess, but you've gotten 3 years of production, you would think, if a guy is going to opt out. Because their question is, well, who's really opted out of these contracts? Well, Alex Rodriguez is opted out of this contract.
Yes.
Zach Greinke is opted out of contracts. Not everyone is opted out. We'll see what Nolan Arenado does. What the Nolan Arenado contract is he probably, with take away the opt-out, is exactly the kind of deal the Cardinals would love to do with a player of that age. 8 years, $260 million, if you get rid of the opt-out. But then they look at the opt-out and they're like, oh, I don't know if this is our... You're not going to get all of that.
And I'm also of the mindset.
And then you
these
can't
days-
come back and complain about where you're picking in the draft if you're not necessarily developing
Exactly.
a superstar, an elite talent.
that's the
We're
point.
talking about transcendent talents.
Yes.
We're not talking about Dexter Fowler. We're not
Yes.
talking about Jason Hayward or guys like that. We're talking about transcendent talents that are readily available at a young age.
Yes.
If you're willing to give Paul Goldschmidt money, let's say you a 5-year extension theoretically or whatever
By the way,
into his mid
Paul
30s.
Goldschmidt
What's
could
the
be an
difference
MVP.
with giving a young guy who's going to be into their mid 30s?
Right.
I mean, Bryce Harper's got a 13-year deal. He'll be 38 at the end of it.
Right.
38. And it's been pointed out by a number of people.
He'll be a DH probably by the end of it. Yeah.
By then you would think. Some people have put it in perspective. Bobby Bonilla will still be 4 years away from
Greatest contract.
having his contract. And with the Mets, there was I saw a report from a Tigers reporter who was like, "Oh, why would you sign 13 years to play anywhere?" Like that's another perspective from a player. And I don't know if it was sarcastic or not, but he said, "This game sucks." And that was like a Tigers player, unnamed Tigers player, overheard in their clubhouse. But there was some reaction. But I got off on a tangent there. So
No. To your point, I'm of the mindset of that these clubs are making money, not just of the mindset. The evidence is there that they're making hand over fist.
How much are you paying for a Lima Rita?
Right now, last time I checked, I'm playing at least $11, and I don't care for that one bit. I don't.
let
I
'em
just
know.
think I just think when you're talking about
What's the most ridiculous thing you've ever bought at a stadium?
it has to be the helmet nachos.
Helmet nachos?
That was like $28 of nachos.
That's
The
true.
fact that
and it's probably $2.74 worth of food.
easily, and you don't ever finish it. It's gonna be wasted. You don't finish $28 worth of nachos.
And you don't wear the hat out.
solo, and you don't wear the hat out.
That's the main problem I have.
shared that with someone, and we still couldn't
I
finish. it.
probably me is soft serve ice cream in a helmet,
That's even outstanding.
or it could be anywhere you really go. I would include the zoo with this Dippin' Dots.
So Dippin' Dots is so good. I don't know if you knew this, Chris. That's the ice cream of the future.
At 7 years old, my mother did let me know that when she was a child, it was also the ice cream of the future. So I wouldn't need to grab it now. But it'll be around.
Better get it.
That's wise words. You know what else is wise, Travis?
What is that, my friend?
Our friends at Buzz's Hawaiian Grill.
Buzz.
It's going to be super cold this weekend, but it warms back up. And when spring comes around, you need Buzz's Hawaiian Grill. Family owned, wonderful, wonderful business. Cannot say enough good things about them. We do gift certificate giveaways with them. They're a sponsor here on the show. Look forward to some great video content with them. That's Buzz's Hawaiian Grill. When they say aloha, it's from the heart. Check out the poke. They've got chicken items, rice, masubi. Unbelievable. I cannot recommend it enough. They also do catering. You need to check them out. That's Buzz's Hawaiian Grill. Say hey to Buzz. Let him know that We Are Live sent you, everybody.
Now, I've never seen $1 million check, so I
Nor
don't-
will you.
I
By
see-
locking your Twitter. You were on your way, and then you locked your Twitter. You were so close.
I almost got there. So I would love to.
Lizard
one day-
people are not going to be able to see it now, Travis.
I would like to see Bryce Harper's first check on the 1st or the 15th. I would love to see what that looks like. But there is a particular check that I would love for our audience to see because they don't understand how we make the big bucks. They don't realize that us coming from radio, look, man, we left a lot of money on the table, a lot of money on the table to do our own thing right here. And our good friend, our great producer, Chris Gardner, has been a part of the St. Louis radio scene for a very long time. He's also been a part of the big bucks. Everyone knows that when you are producing radio in the 28th largest media market in America,
Oh, we're bigger than that.
okay, maybe 19. We are rolling in the Dizzo. Mr. Gardner, we had a conversation off air a couple of days ago about your time in the St. Louis media market, and you were telling us a story about receiving a check for.
Yeah, let me show you the check.
Okay,
I got receipts.
my big baller shot call. Now look at this bad boy.
There's the check right there on the screen.
Now, this is a non-existent entity now.
As far as I know.
That is Chris W. Gardner, C.W. Gardner, if you're not familiar. And that is for a whopping $0 and 0 cents.
From Grand Slam Sports. It's when I worked at 590 The Man. And apparently they weren't doing so well in the money department.
not doing so well in the money department. So this was a new radio venture.
Yeah, I
that
can't
you-
even remember who was in charge at this point.
Right.
You can see the date on the check.
I don't even remember who was your boss.
5/9/2014. And I know they were having issues, and here's how it would go.
This is, just to be clear, this has nothing to do with the station that currently occupies the call letters.
No.
Correct.
Correct. Just putting that out.
I don't need to clarify that, though. I don't really care.
Yes.
But so when I was working at the Man, they had issues making payroll, and they would hand out checks, and some of them were going to bounce. So there was always a mad dash. It was a survival race. This should have been a reality show. Watching us get to the bank, who could get to their banks first. I'm pretty sure some people switched banks just so they could have a closer bank.
That is hilarious.
To get there to cash it so that you could actually get your money. If not, there were people that were turned away from their checks. I didn't have that opportunity this time because I got my check, rushed to the bank, pulled it out of the envelope, signed it, went up to the teller, tried to cash it, and she looked at me and said, "What is this?" And you could see that it says $0.00 on the check. I hadn't even looked at the check.
Wow.
Because I was trying to get it cashed so quickly. And the look on her face is something like I'll never forget. And like the shame I felt, the embarrassment I felt at that moment.
Oh my God.
Because I didn't even look at the check.
You were just going in, look, I'm
needed
just trying to get
I
that
needed to
money
get it
out.
cashed.
Right. I'm trying to get out before
But
that
it
bad
cost
boys.
money to print the check. It cost money for that envelope. And they still printed out a check for $0.00.
And the thing is, this wasn't mailed to you. This was physically given to you
Yeah.
at the office.
It was weird in the office because they would hand out the checks and people kind of look at them a moment. See people kind of slow walking. Oh, yeah, I got to go get a drink at the water fountain. And then it's,
so they can.
get the hell out of here. We got to cash a check. People are scrambling. Pretty sure he's slashing tires in the parking lot. Yeah, I'm going to have a smoke. Okay. No, I'm going to cash this check. Try to, at least. But I posted the other day on Twitter just because I came across it once again. I saved that one.
Right.
I should probably frame that one.
You really should.
That should probably be in, like, if there's a St. Louis radio museum, that should go in there. I'll donate that.
Our good publicist, Beth Hoops, we had an opportunity
Red Saw publicity.
we showed her that check, and
Mm-hmm.
we wanted to, like, look, this is St. Louis radio in a nutshell. And
Yeah.
we showed her.
I know Michael Cohen's got receipts. He's got checks he's showing to Congress. I'm showing off checks this week, too.
That is so. And how long did that 590 The Man last? Did that
I don't
did that
even
blow
remember.
up? Did that ever take off?
I got out of there before it blew up completely.
Literally.
Yeah. But it was something. Sure was something.
When you go into that type of venture, and we don't have to go into a deep dive, but there was back in the day, there was a station that decided to split up their radio into the man and the woman.
Oh, you knew it was going to fail immediately.
And this wasn't, we're not talking 1998, 99. What year was this?
This was 2014, I thought.
Good God.
2013?
That's, yes, 6 years ago.
Because I was there, and then I was drinking, and then I wasn't drinking while working there. So that's about the right time frame.
So an actual guy decided to purchase a radio station here in St. Louis.
And an RV.
And an RV.
Talked about getting a helicopter.
And said, and literally painted, I believe.
When I heard those conversations, I was like, okay, just have your eye out for something else.
That's my thing. So that was my question because, again, it's 2013. You had been in the industry for a little bit.
Yeah.
So you're very familiar with the landscape. And here comes this guy riding in on a white horse, claiming he has a bunch of money.
He's not riding a white horse.
He was. I would imagine. I'm just trying to think. I'm sure he had.
Him riding in our RV.
And he held a press conference for the St. Louis media to hear about this amazing plan of splitting a radio station for men and then one for the women.
Yeah.
Your immediate thoughts were what?
Oh, it was going to fail. I knew it. My thing was to hold a job while I could until I could find something else. And eventually something else came along.
Is
and
that
I bailed.
where the great Jeff Burton from the Rizzuto show, did he work there for a
Yeah,
little bit?
actually, when they moved their studios from Webster Groves off Big Bend over to Hampton, where we previously were with WGNU, that's
Right.
where they were. It was Jeff Burton, Brendan Weesey, and myself that did the first ever show from the new studios. Because I remember it being a really bad snowstorm, and it was only people that they were like, well, we're supposed to launch today. This should tell you some stuff from the new studio. Make it in if you can. But we would like to have some people on the air. So I lived close. Brendan lived close. Jeff made it in. So we just sat around for 2 to 3 hours and talked.
Jeez.
And that was about it. There was really no format even for what we were doing because there wasn't technically a particular show that it was going to be because it was just whoever made it in that day.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm Jeff Burton, Brendan Weesey, and myself on that from the new studio for the first
Hey,
time.
come on in. We start a radio show. I don't know what you guys do, but just go ahead and say stuff.
And
on live radio.
Jeff's done just fine for himself.
Yeah.
So Brendan as
Yeah.
well. Brendan's the sports director at KTRS.
Nice. With the great Ben Fred.
So if anyone who's listening that lives outside the St. Louis area that's wondering, hey, why do these guys leave the radio life to jump into podcasting full time? That's just a
Because
small
you get
glimpse.
checks for $0.00 at times.
What a moment. What a great
That
moment.
is printed out, put in an envelope, and given to you. So that's
Gardner.
that's deception too. That's not only just
Yeah,
like
it
not
is.
giving you money; it's deceiving you.
Gardner, we've got local Dogtown Steve letting you know you can still afford that neighborhood at that salary. We got South City Tone checking in on Facebook. He heard it was an old-fashioned run on the bank when the man would pay people.
It really was.
Oh, it was.
Our friend Jay suggested the man was living in an RV down by the river.
Oh,
This is the River City. How many cities are River City?
maybe River de Pear he was living. Can't have that. Can't have that kind of muck around my development of River de Pear. By the way.
That's true. If you're just tuning in on the live stream, we've got Michael Yo from the Funny Bone stopping by, and then we're going to do a special conversation later with the great Jay Farrow. He's going to be at Helium all weekend. Love talking to comics. Love that. We've got Farrah Fowl out. The topic, Mardi Gras is the best drinking holiday. We'll do $10 at Southtown Pub for your prize. Gardner, your lips like you wanted to talk.
I got some Mardi Gras pictures I wanted to get to.
Oh, are they safe
Maybe.
for work?
I
Yeah,
got
we
some-
are.
I got some
technically
Mardi
an
Gras
uncensored-
pictures I want to get to.
Oh,
yeah, I think
okay.
so.
Oh,
Sure.
God.
Well, we know Travis, kind of posed the other day with trying to recreate.
What Google
Tupac.
search would that bring up? Travis, give me one sentence or term that you would Google image search that would pop up.
Hot Mardi Gras blackie.
Oh, okay. Gardner,
Am I supposed to respond with a Google thing?
what would you Google image search to get that?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm lurking on Black Twitter. I don't really know the keywords yet.
Chocolate Thunder Mardi Gras.
Oh, is that what
your
it is?
answer.
Okay.
That's your answer. Yes,
See, you're
that's
more
it.
in tune with it than I am.
I've
there's
scoured,
that one.
I've scoured the internet and searched
Look at
over
that picture, Travis.
That's been up there for a long
from
time.
our
You
pal.
got that deleted from your Twitter account
Yeah,
yet?
you got to worry about that.
This one's for the kids, Travis. There's your hug life.
How about Sam Lyons? He says Google search Black Boy Joy.
Oh, yeah. Exactly what it
I
is.
got one for Chris too.
KFB commenter, fur vest? I don't know. Where's
Oh,
that?
nice. Damn you.
There's Chris.
Okay,
What?
we got Mardi Gras picks for Chris.
Oh,
Oh, my God.
12 years ago. Oh, my goodness.
Look at you. Look at no facial hair. That's annoying.
Sideburns are a little long.
It is. Look
I
at
wanted to
you.
get
There's a gremlin to my left, it looks like.
I wanted to get a Mardi Gras photo of me, but they would not hand over my booking photo. So I'm sorry.
That's public knowledge. Man, look at that. Let's see. It was cold. I remember that. Rocked a sport coat. Looks like a hoodie. Probably a T-shirt and a
Definitely
scarf.
have the drunk eyes going.
Well, they're not even open, so
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know if
yeah.
you can carry that. Is that just great photography, or am I that drunk?
Can it be both?
Yes. This
12
is
years
the.
ago. That's hilarious.
That's wild. This is the year that the black sheep went to go, I believe, use a porta potty out. We're walking around. We see him go. A group of us, we kind of look away for a second. Wait, he's up in the thing. Let's go close him into the porta potty. 6 of us are circled around a porta potty, locked it shut. He's on the inside. He's like, "What the heck? Let me out of here!" And we're doing it. We're looking at each other like, look at this dumbass. We've got him locked in this thing. And then he walks up to us. He says, "Hey guys, what are you doing?" We trapped a stranger in a porta potty.
Oh, God. Oh, did you guys run?
And I want to say, like, I was in better shape at the time. Like, it was a large group of 20-something-year-old males holding someone in a porta potty.
When the person realized.
Hey, let me out of here! We're like, yeah, look at this loser. Look at this dork. And then he literally walked up. He's like, "Hey, what's going on, guys?"
Black sheep walks up.
I was like,
"Hey, what's up, guys? What are we doing here?"
It was out of a Fairley Brothers movie.
You want to check in and see if that's going on down there?
I want to say we shook it as well. Like there was some shaking involved too. Wait, what?
Let's check in on Mardi Gras and see if maybe any of those antics are currently.
Can you look into the future? You got a crystal ball?
Let's take a look here. We got a.
Oh, our friends at the porch in Soulard have a webcam. Voyeurism at its best.
That's the Mardi Gras cam, eh?
The porch, by the way, great spot.
Travis, we can play your videos on the show now if you want.
Oh my!
Let's go through
That's a
your
live
search.
cam.
Did you clear your search history, by the way? I don't know what you got going on, but your browsing history probably should be deleted sometime soon as well.
Oh boy, that is so hilarious that's a live cam, and that's going to be filled with so much debauchery in 24 hours.
Well, now that there's so much, everybody's got a cell phone. I think they have it figured out. Do your cell phones work at Mardi Gras now?
I think
they
don't
do.
they add towers or something?
Yeah, I think they do.
Okay, I know where that is.
Oh, there's
now.
almost an accident.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah, it's at the porch.
Okay, yeah,
There's
I had
that
to
camera.
recall to see where that was. So yeah,
Our friend Kathy's shop. Yeah.
that's going to be a lot of tomfoolery this weekend. Good God, Godspeed to everyone that's going to be out this weekend.
You will
Will
be
this
there.
will this stream be used as evidence?
Oh yeah. Are you kidding? She has a commercial property. She doesn't want you idiots taking a dump on her front porch. She's like, "Oh, it's for the fun of everybody." No, it's to get you.
Yeah, it really is. That's a prime spot too. That's going to be a lot of ridiculousness. Oh man, I hope to God we don't see a crime. I hope to God we don't see a crime live on our podcast.
Well,
We should
how
this should be
hilarious
so-
would that
This
be?
should
I
be a
gotta
new
give-
segment.
Yes,
I got to give kudos to Mardi Gras Inc. and the people that run that Soulard Business Association. Whenever I started going to Mardi Gras when I was 19 or 18, I popped up there. I don't even think I drank at it.
Right.
There were roving fights in the street. Like 1,000,000% you would see that.
Right.
I haven't been in 5+ years, but I've heard it's cleaned up quite a bit. You got the 1860s tent that we'll be at. So it's not quite as lawless as it was, because it used to literally just be beads, boobs, and fighting, right?
Right.
Just white trash, just duking it out, roving block to block. I feel like I remember getting a lot of anxiety, like, oh boy, this is about to go down. And it's a different thing now. Don't get me wrong. It's a wild party with 400,000 of your favorite closest friends.
Right.
But that cam won't pick up quite as much craziness. Have I told the story of my last Mardi Gras experience on here?
You may have told it on the radio show, but I don't believe you haven't told it on the pod.
Do we need to hear it?
Explain to people, because I think people outside of St. Louis don't truly understand the type of tomfoolery that honestly takes place at our Mardi Gras.
Well, when you have that much humanity pounding drinks and having fun, I mean, there's going to be some silliness happen. It turns into The Walking Dead. They shut the streets down at night.
Right.
Like, once it's dark, they're like, we are not dealing with this anymore. It's an all-day thing. People start at 7, 8, 9 a.m.
Right.
Right?
And end up like that.
Yep. There was snow that day, too. That was a chilly one. I was talking about this last night. Shout out to the Midwestern. Saw our buddy John Piz did their grand opening today. They have a great setup, but he recruited me to do some guest bartending like 5 years ago when I
Right.
first moved back from Kansas City. We worked all day, sober, didn't have a drink. We just worked our asses off. We're walking back to the parking lot area, right?
Right.
And when I say The Walking Dead, you're roving through just everybody's drunk. Police are like, "God, get on," moving people around like cattle. We get down the road and we see two dudes sprint past us, right?
Right.
and pretty unassuming, almost, I would say, rural-looking fellas. They get up ahead of us. There's a bridge ahead. You can see they were headed that way. In the middle of this humanity and madness, one drops to his knees.
Jesus.
The other stands there.
Oh, no.
Pants come down,
Oh, no.
and oral copulation begins
Oh, sweet
in the
mercy.
middle of the street. And I'm not talking. So if I told you a story and I was like, "Hey, two dudes, one went down on the other at Mardi Gras," you'd be like, "Oh, he's probably had great hair. He's very fit and had a pair of nice jeans on," right? Like you'd be like, "He had an excellent sense of style, and he was a very well put together human." No, these look like day laborers, and no offense to day laborers, but I would not pick a day laborer to stop that. I would just, I don't know.
Especially
I don't
in that
know.
moment.
Yeah, stereotypically.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah,
This
if
seems
we're just
like the
playing off that,
classic French mistake. They were celebrating Mardi Gras with the French mistake.
drops that. I look and I'm like, is this happening? I want to say 5 to 10 seconds that happens. That's a long time for that to happen with a
Right.
sea of humanity around
Right.
you. Pants are pulled back
Did you get
up.
video?
Sure didn't. Pulled back up. They both giggle off and run off into the night, up whatever bridge that was.
Wow.
I look at my buddy Piz, and I was like, that was just it. He goes, yep. And we just kept walking, and nobody was phased whatsoever.
Welcome to St. Louis Mardi Gras.
5 years ago.
Oh, my. Oh, my God. So, yeah, we will be hosting a Tet at 1860 Saloon this Saturday. I think, but the thing about just, and maybe this is just me getting older and I just can't handle it like I used to, but I'm actually planning out the rest of my afternoon so I can rest up for tomorrow because that's going to be an all-day affair.
Well, we got to be up. We're going to be hosting, just hanging out, just being there, right? All that energy.
And yeah, then it's just the people.
Shout out to
That's
Brody
just
Stevens.
such
Positive energy.
a mass amount of people, and it's just preparing yourself. And will Travis have 2,
Oh, he's interviewing
4, 5 cocktails? Probably. Will he have 7, 8, 9 more after that? Sure. Will I get to maybe 15, 16, 17 hurricanes? Very likely. Will there be narcotics involved? No, because you know
No,
what?
you're
I'm
for the
about being
kids.
responsible and being here for the children. And by the way, when I mention hurricanes, I'm into the virgin kind. I'm just going to have some sweet Kool-Aid. And
Wow.
Maybe a little
There's a
tang.
Cajun buffet at the tent we've got running.
What does that include? Do you know, like food-wise? I've heard of a Cajun buffet,
It's a
but I
Cajun
don't-
buffet. Just enjoy
Can I
it.
Google that? What is inside of it?
Yeah,
Okay,
go to
Gardner, you're
1860 Saloon.
Gardner, you're fat. What's a Cajun buffet?
I would assume it's Cajun food, all you can eat.
What is so? Is it like that's like crawfish, crawdaddies?
Probably.
What about?
Maybe red rice and beans.
Oh Jesus! Would it be some Popeye's chicken?
Just think, I guess,
Probably
New,
1860s.
like a New
food.
Orleans style. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? It's been a great first hour. I think it's time to maybe take a break. What do you think?
Let's do something before we take a break.
Okay.
Let's have Travis read.
Oh God!
Okay. Real quick. Sentence of the week.
Now, Travis, please explain sentence of the week.
Sentence of the week is a segment we do every week where we read words that Travis Terrell has screwed up throughout the shows of the week.
I log them,
You
and then
log-
I put together a sentence or two,
You do?
and then you have to read it back.
I do have to read it on the air. Now, do I struggle with these words and sentences? From time to time I do, but I am a pro. While I have made mistakes, I know I can handle the sentence of the week.
Can you?
All right, so I have it in my DMs, and it is currently posted for all of you to see on the We Are Live broadcast. I'm going to take my shot at this. Godspeed, help me. Here we go. Alfalfa Alpha David. I see what you did there. Provided an affidavit
Oh, what? He's already
affidavit
screwed that up.
to the court regarding his derogatory comments about the recently released BBC show Green Book. David made his remarkable remarks while whining and dining in Silicon Valley and believes they're also applicable to Mardi Gras revelers, Roombas, sniper rifles, and Google Doodles.
You didn't do too bad after.
You didn't see my jaw. I was literally holding my jaw together as I was attempting to read that. Alfalfa Alpha David provided
let me
an
put that-
affidavit to
All
the
right, let's
court.
put this on the screen again. All right, one more time. Try and read it.
All right. Alfalfa.
Because I don't like how you You stopped yourself in the middle of the first sentence.
Okay, fair enough. Alfalfa Alpha David provided an affidavit to the court regarding his derogatory comments about the recently released BBC show Green Book. David made his remarkable remarks while whining and dining in Silicon Valley and believes they're also applicable to Mardi Gras revelers, Roombas, sniper rifles, and Google Doodles.
Okay, that's pretty good. You got it the second time. That first time you read it, you're like, oh, I see what you did there. That allowed you a little pause to gather yourself, and I didn't appreciate that.
I think that's actually going to be my new Twitter handle, Alpha David.
Alpha David?
Alpha David.
Oh, well, you're adjusting your Twitter handle now? Black to the Future isn't going to work?
I'll keep Black to the Future. I'll just take my name off, and I'll be called Alpha David.
We'll get to the bottom of this someday. I don't know what the hell you got going on, but something's going on here.
By the way, thank you for the CGI. Chris was here, and now he's not. That's okay. We've had a great first hour. We're going to have our good friend of the show, Michael Yo, joining us in the next segment. Of course, stay tuned later today. We'll have a conversation with former SNL cast member Jay Farrow. So much more to get to today. A lot more in news, sports, pop culture, and entertainment. You folks stay tuned. You are listening live here to We Are Live. Of course, starring Travis Terrell, Chris Denman, Mr. Chris Gardner producing this fine program. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.